Now I'll just give you a clue when you're terminating these terminal strips here. We've got just running in a -2 there, Kato -2. You can do the laps while I'm doing something. Right, back to this. When you're terminating these terminal strips, make sure that you don't put the screw down onto the insulation. So make sure that the insulation is back out from the screw, otherwise you might find yourself in trouble. What I do is wind the screws down nearly all the way, just enough to get the wire pushed through, and then the insulation sort of stops on the screw there. So that way you're not screwing into the insulation. So I'll get this done and we'll power it up. Right, excuse the hairy leg, but as I said before, our common is number 4, which is the grey cable in this case, so I'll put a meter lead on there. Now depending on which way the turnout switched, it'll either be common to 3 or 2, so let's see how we go. Nothing on 3, so hopefully it should be on 2. No, nothing on 2. Oh, there we go. I didn't have my probe in properly. Don't you hate that when you don't put your probe in properly? Okay, so that's common on at the moment. Our frog is fed from number 4, which is the common. So now it's switched to 3. So I'll just manually throw the tortoise over. Remember, move that arm very, very slowly, otherwise you'll strip the gears. So that's thrown over the other way now, so we should now have a circuit between 4 and 2. Oh yeah, baby. Alright, so that's one way. We'll just switch it back the other way. Remember, nice and slow. If you force that little black lever, you'll bust the gears inside. So that should be back to 3 and 4 now, which it is. Beautiful. Okay. So there we have that. There is our frog. These two here are from our track. Doesn't matter which polarity, because you'll just work it out when you actually hook them up. So we'll hook them up to the track now, and we should be able to switch this and get a circuit through the frog. Now, because we've got a circuit between 4 and 3, 3 being my black wire here, this one here. Now, that's the track. At the moment the turnout is in normal or straight direction. So, and that is the wire that's being fed to the frog at the moment. So I need to get the corresponding rail on the other side. So make sure you do that, and you're not switching the wrong rail. You don't switch the wrong rail to the frog. So at the moment we've got 4 and 3 switched. So then I trace this black wire back. That's the one I need to get power to the frog, and just make sure you've got the right switch rail powered up. Now we have our tracks connected. We have our frog power. This is the common going off here, and then we have our 2 tracks coming in, 2 track polarities I should say, coming in here and here. And at the moment the turnouts are in normal or straight track, and these 2, 3 and 4 are switched out. So that I just have to make sure that in the normal switch that I got the right rail to go through the frog, which just happens to be the black one. And you just go to your track polarity, and I found it's also the black cable. So sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. So and the loco's just run through there now with the frog powered, so we know that these 2 are right. And then when the turnout switches the other way, number 4 and number 2 will be powered up, and that is our other polarity. It's not really positive because your track is AC volts. You could call it active and neutral really technically, but anyway. So that's good. We'll put some power on, we'll throw it and see what happens. Now I'm just going to test the polarity through here to make sure it's consistent. So I'll pick my outside rail here. I got 15. Go to the frog. Yes, that's the same. Go to that rail. Beautiful. Very good. Okay, that means she's good. So we'll get the old SD40-2 around here and run a train through, the very first train that's ever been up this track. Well, under power anyway. Will it work, trendsetters? I think so. Well, there you go. It's the first time a powered loco has been on that track. This track's actually a reversing loop as such, and we'll have to have a reverser fitted, but today it's just been wired up to feed for my net only, but when I complete it at the end of the week, it'll have a reverser fitted. So let's put the controls on this turnout and throw it over electrically, and then we're done. Okay, so we've got our drive connection, or our electrical connection for our drive here and here, which is 1 and 8, or red and black. Then we've got obviously our frog common going to the frog, and our 2 rail polarities here. Make sure you get the right one so it matches up when the switch switches that the frog polarity is correct. And that's about it. You've still got another, what, 4 contacts here? Sorry, 1, 2, 3 contacts here for switching a signal or something like that. So I've got my super duper Dodgy Brothers switch here. Don't look at this wiring. This is all temporary. And let's have a look and see if it goes, trendsetters. Because we've got an intermodal coming up here that wants this route. So let's have a look. Yeah, baby. That's an all. Lovely. Well, that's very good, because we'll just let this intermodal through, then we can get this SD40-2 out of the branch here. It's all very thought. This would be funny, have a line of switch correctly. Well, I must have, otherwise the frog would have shorted out by now. Just a thing I remember too, trendsetters, remember these Tortoise machines are powered all the time. So, you know, just remember when you're turning your layout off to turn off the power supply that runs your Tortoises as well. Not that they will burn out, but you don't want them running unnecessarily. So if you go into those power supplies that you run them off, I'm just running mine off a wall wart, as you call them. I always thought a wall wart was an unattractive woman at a disco, but anyway. Don't send letters. But sometimes I forget to turn it off, so you know, make sure you do turn them off, because they're powered all the time, just to save their life a little bit. Well, trendsetters, I'd call that a success. So there you go, that's putting in a Tortoise machine. That has taken me about 4 hours by the time I mucked around and did all this, but I think the template's the go. As long as the hole in the top here, hang on, let me just do, there we go. I think the template's the go as long as you get this hole accurate through your throw bar. And if you want to go up a bigger size drill, which I might do, 17/64, I think I might go with that. Just gives you a little bit more leeway, but I strongly suggest using the thicker wire. And Mr. Tortoise people, why don't you just put the thicker wire in with your machines and charge 50 cents a machine more. I think you'll have a lot more happy customers, so we don't have to root around, as we say down here. That's really the only negative thing I have about Tortoise machines, is that wire's just too thin. Just go up a size, boys. Anyway, that's it. Hope you enjoyed. Now, trendsetters, here's another one I've done, and just see we've got our temporary toggle switches there, and same sort of thing. There's our wire soldered on with our wiring loom down to our terminal strip there. All these wires are temporary, obviously. These are your 2 drive wires coming from the toggle switch, and these are the 2 track feeds. 2 track feed wires. They're also temporary because there will be block sections through here with current sensing detectors on them, so these all have to go to different units. And so it's temporary, and this is our frog cable, frog wire, frog feed I should say. So this side's sort of temporary, and of course there's our permanent feed into there. So there you go. Well, trendsetters, that's it for Tortoise motor installations today. I hope you've all learned something or picked something up. That's how I do it anyway. Everyone's got their different ways. But I really like the template idea. It just saves a lot of guesswork underneath, but you have to have that hole drilled accurately. You might do it another way. Well, that's, you know, that's up to you. Everyone's got a different way of doing this. That's the way I like doing it anyway. So I have to mount this dodgy Brothers switch here. Go and buy some more little toggles and put them up here. And I think that'll do us for Tortoise installation. So thanks very much for watching. And we'll catch you on the next update, which is number 10, double figures. So, alright, hooroo from the Birdwood sub. Bye.